cards right now.
Major news overnight. Crowds cheering in the Middle East as the 20 remaining Israeli hostages have been released as part of a ceasefire deal with Hamas, now in effect in Gaza. All of this happening as part of that deal that President Trump and his team played a critical role in brokering. Hamas also handing over the remains of the hostages who did not survive.
Yeah, so there are also nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners in Israel that will be freed as a part of this deal. Our very own ABC's David Muir with the moments that some hostages were reunited with their families.
This morning, after more than 2 years of suffering through brutal conditions, the Israeli hostages have finally come home. Overnight, the 20 remaining living hostages taken by Hamas in the October 7th attack were handed over to the Red Cross at 3 locations. The vans carrying hostages seen here leaving Gaza City and then crossing back into Israel. The IDF releasing these photos, the first images of the hostages back safely in Israeli custody. Brothers Gali and Ziv Berman, both taken by Hamas, held captive apart from one another, now reunited, embracing after 2 years and 6 days. The hostages transferred to Re'im military base in southern Israel. Crowds gathering to meet them. After more than 2 years of uncertainty, families celebrating this morning. The family of hostage Elkanah Botbat cheering and dancing after receiving a video of their loved one ahead of his release. His parents speaking to him, he tells them everything is okay. There have been so many moving videos. Families seen speaking with their loved ones who were still being held by Hamas moments from being freed. In many of the calls, Hamas fighters are visible alongside the hostages. In this video of the mother of hostage Matan Zangauker speaking with her son just moments before his release, she tells him the war is over. You are on your way home. In Tel Aviv's hostage square, thousands gathering and their anxious wait in these final hours. Then jubilation. Tears flowing as the first hostages were set free. But the celebration here for many, bittersweet. Hamas also set to return the bodies of hostages who were killed, including 2 Americans, Omer Nutra and Itai Hen. The remains will be sent for identification before families are notified. All of this part of an historic exchange, with Israel agreeing to release nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners, most of them detained since the start of the war.
And that right there, David Muir reporting. And obviously, we're going to stay on top of that all day long. But first and foremost, looking outside at 9:01, the skies are beautiful. Sarah Spivey, things are looking good today.
Hey, things are looking good. And you know what's also looking good, Jeff? The pollen count. We've got a good pollen count today, especially because over the weekend ragweed was moderate. Now ragweed is low and molds are low too. Not looking good though is the aquifer. The aquifer continues to fall. It is down nearly a foot in the last 24 hours. And for the rest of the day, we're going to be looking at a high of 90 degrees, so hot. That's going to be the forecast pretty much this week. Cool mornings, hot afternoons, and dry weather. The thing is, though, we will have to wait just a little while for a cool front. There are some indications we could get a cool front by this time next week. Across the United States, though, we've got snow, we've got flooding, we've got a gusty nor'easter. There's a lot to chat about. I'll have the latest coming up in a bit.
All right, 9:02 on your Monday morning. Let's get you checked out with the roads right now. With their KSAT, with our traffic authority here, 1604 Hardy Oak on the north side of town. Traffic is looking pretty good out there. The only thing I'm seeing at this moment is going to be on I-35 at Woodland Avenue. So, again, keep that in mind if you're headed out. That's going to be actually much further in the northeast side of us. So, it shouldn't affect anything kind of in the San Antonio areas. We give a look there. 37th Alamo Dome, no major issues for all of our folks on the east and southeast sides this morning. Okay, moving on to one of our top stories here. Today officially kicks off the 10th annual San Antonio Startup Week, bringing together entrepreneurs and investors who hope to help the local business community thrive.
Yeah, Devin Carb live for us before the opening ceremony with a look at everything that will be happening this week. Good morning, Devin.
Hey, good morning, guys. I have been covering this for months, and the day is finally here. The 10th annual San Antonio Startup Week is kicking off today on October 13th, runs all the way through Friday with hundreds of different events for anyone to come in and choose. I'm over here with the CEO of Geekdom, Charles Wooden. Good morning, Charles. How's it going?
It's going great. We are so excited about this week. It's going to be amazing.
Fantastic. So we've got registration going on behind us here, and it's all free, right?
It is completely free for anybody to attend, and we're expecting over 5,000 people to come out this week.
Wow, that's fantastic. So tell me a little bit about San Antonio Startup Week for anybody who doesn't know and hasn't tuned in for all this pre-coverage. This is a great way to bring entrepreneurs, investors, and the whole business community together.
100%. It's all about building community between entrepreneurs, investors, and the community at large. So we expect everybody to come out and get to learn from each other, because when you make those positive connections, amazing things happen. So we just hope everybody comes out and enjoys it, but it is completely free for anybody to attend. So we really hope anybody comes out.
Fantastic. Tell me about some of the events that are going to be going on this week. I understand we have a really great keynote speaker with an awesome San Antonio tie.
Yes, so our keynote speaker this year is Daniel Lebetsky, who is the founder of Kind Snacks, and he is a Trinity grad as well as a Lee High School graduate here in San Antonio. So he's going to be here on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Anybody who wants to come and hear from him, it's got the biggest room, so come out and listen to him. But also, we have tons of different pitch competitions to include Trinity Stumberg competition, our Mission Pitch competition tonight, the Women Founders Network competition. About $160,000 are going to be invested into companies this week alone. So we're super excited about that.
And that's all money that's staying here in this community, helping bring San Antonio jobs, giving entrepreneurs the opportunity to find new problems to solve, make life easier for anyone in Alamo City.
Exactly. That fuel goes into this community and helps grow it through employment, but also just in new innovations, which is what excites us all here so much.
Fantastic. Hey, thank you so much for being here with me this morning. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Devin.
All right, opening ceremonies are going to kick off at about 11 a.m. this morning. We're going to be bringing you coverage all week long here on KSAT and KSAT.com. Registration is free for anyone who wants to come in, and you can always stay updated with us here. We'll have more for you coming up with the news at noon and later on this morning for GMSA at 9:30. For now, I'll send it back to y'all. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
All right. Thank you so much, Devin.
Yeah, he's done a great job covering all of that for San Antonio Startup Week. Well, this Saturday, mark your calendars here, thousands will gather at SeaWorld San Antonio for the More Than Pink Walk. This is an annual event aimed at raising funds and awareness about breast cancer, the most common cancer among women in Texas.
Our very own Stefania Jimenez spoke with a woman who survived the disease and is now a bigger mission to end breast cancer.
Meet Laurel Pointer and look closely at her t-shirt. Not just anyone could wear it. It's exclusively for breast cancer survivors.
It's a sense of power for me.
You could say breast cancer met its match in Laurel. She has a family history of the disease. Her mother battled it twice. She lost her aunt to breast cancer, and she's worked with the Susan G. Komen Foundation, the world's leading breast cancer organization, for more than 25 years. So last year, when Laurel got news she had been dreading, she knew what to do.
I was diagnosed on July 18th of 2024. I'll always remember it because it was our wedding anniversary. And I got the call from the radiologist saying, I can't believe I'm saying this, but you have invasive ductal carcinoma.
Her diagnosis followed a mammogram. That's a type of breast cancer that originates in the milk ducts and can spread to surrounding tissues. Doctors discovered it after Laurel had a mammogram.
I am the poster child of Get Your Yearly Mammogram because we did. Last year in 2023, it didn't show anything. In 2024, it was there.
Luckily for Laurel, doctors caught the cancer early, and she had something called the Oncotype DX genomic test, which looks at how likely cancer is to return. It also showed she didn't need chemotherapy.
I had a bilateral mastectomy.
These days, she feels fantastic.
By doing the exercises that they ask you to do after the fact and don't just sit and wallow, you've got to get out, you've got to get moving, you've got to get walking, get those arms up in the air and do those things, and it makes the world of difference in your recovery.
But Laurel isn't hitting the brakes anytime soon. Now that she fought breast cancer and won, she has her eye on the bigger prize.
I want everybody's journey to be easier than the person before them. Right. And that's why I am participating in a couple of clinical trials. And that's why I want to talk about oncotyping, because not everybody knows about it. And so with those things, you know, I'm still here to make a difference.
Stefania Jimenez, KSAT 12 News.
All right, so we just heard there from Stefania Jimenez. So joining us this morning is going to be Laurel Pointer, and we want to also mention that Stefania is also going to MC the More Than Pink Walk again this Saturday, October 18th. The event is at SeaWorld San Antonio. The site opens at 7 a.m. and the walk begins at 9 o'clock sharp. We have a registration link on our website right now. Just look for this story at KSAT.com.
Yes, and again, joining us this morning is Laurel Pointer, who you just heard from in Stefania's story, and who also works with the Susan G. Komen organization.
Okay, yes, and also joining us as well is Imelda Guzman from Methodist Healthcare. You see these two lovely ladies right here. Thank you very much for being with us, both of you guys, to talk about the More Than Pink Walk that's happening this weekend and why this is so important, not only for the San Antonio community, for everyone out there. Laura, we're going to start here. We just heard your story. We appreciate you guys sharing that with us. I can see you kind of getting emotional about that. Why is this event so important to you and to San Antonio?
Well, 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. So it's important to get the message out. And we're also raising funds so that we can do research, we can do community care, we can do advocacy, and we can take care of patients with that money that's raised. So that's the beauty of Komen, is we do a 360-degree approach of breast cancer. We're not just about the research, but we're about the patients as well.
So we know, Laurel, there is a new venue for this place right now, SeaWorld San Antonio. If you could, can you speak to, how are they making this more special for local families?
It's going to be such a fun event because we get to start in the parking lot where we'll have all of our sponsors and vendors and the parking. And then we're actually going to walk through SeaWorld. Okay. So you get to see the different parts of it. So it's really fun to be able to, we're going to walk past the pink flamingos who are going to be decked out for breast cancer. We're going to be able to go through that tour. And Amelia, you can tell us more about it.
Sure. Yeah, we're really excited. SeaWorld's been a great partner this year. They're actually offering discounted tickets. So if you come to the walk and you stay Saturday or return Sunday, it's only $30 to attend SeaWorld, and they're having their Spooktacular event as well.
That's right.
It's really family friendly, but they've been great. They've offered us so many discounts and so many extras that we're really appreciative of them.
Yeah, I love that you guys are having that there this year. So let's stay with you, Imelda, real quick. You have served as the walk chair now for about 2 years now. What is it about this event for you personally that may speak to you, and why, again, similar question to Laurel, just why is it so important for our community?
Sure. Well, in the last year, I've had 2 dear friends diagnosed as well. So just to the point about the numbers, we see it in our community. For me, working in healthcare, it's about access and making sure every woman has access to a mammogram, and that they're educated about what needs to be done, especially, women of color, Latinas specifically. So just a great event. We are there to embrace those that are going through it, acknowledge and support those families that have lost someone. So it's just this community of women that are so strong, and their families coming in and then raising funds for it as well. So just a really special event.
All right. Well, first and foremost, thank you guys for getting up with us this morning, telling us a little bit about it, sharing your testimony, and we cannot wait to bring this to you. And again, Stefania Jimenez will also be emceeing the More Than Pink Walk this Saturday, happening October the 18th. Event is at SeaWorld San Antonio, where the site opens at 7 a.m., walk beginning at 9. And of course, we got all that information that you need to know at KSAT.com. Again, thank you guys so much for coming to us this morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, really appreciate you guys being with us, and I'm sure this is going to be a great event. So definitely want to make sure we get the word out for everyone out there.
9/11 right now. We're looking at 68 degrees outside. It's still ahead on GMSA at 9.
Okay, we're going to switch some gears here. 2 dead after a small plane crashed into a Fort Worth parking lot, and where there was filled with trucks and campers. This happening over the weekend. What we know about this crash this morning as authorities continue to investigate.
And within the last few hours, Hamas released the final 20 Israeli hostages under the ceasefire, and crowds celebrating in Tel Aviv, who President Donald Trump met with this morning following the release. 9:15 now. Here's today's 9 at 9. Within the last hour, the final 20 remaining Israeli hostages have been released by Hamas as a part of the ceasefire deal. Crowds gathered this morning in Tel Aviv to celebrate the news. President Donald Trump expected to meet with hostage families before attending a peace summit in Egypt.
Back here closer to home, 2 people are dead after a small plane crashed near Fort Worth yesterday morning. The plane crashed into a parking lot where trucks and campers were parked. It's unclear where the flight originated from or where the small plane was going. The FAA is now investigating.
Actress Diana Keaton has died. No cause of death was given. However, there are reports her health had declined in the recent months. While her career started on stage, Keaton became well known in movies. Her first big role was in The Godfather. She had memorable roles in both comedies and dramas. She was 79 years old.
And in an effort to slash drug prices in the United States, President Donald Trump announcing a deal with the UK drug maker, one of them that would sell some of their products at a discount to Medicaid health plans in exchange for tariff relief.
The 11th flight test for the Starship mega rocket is set for this evening. The rocket will try to duplicate mission number 10 in August, where it deployed 8 simulated Starlink satellites.
High hopes for Samsung this morning Electronics as they expect to post their highest third quarter profit since 2022 this week, driven in part by an increased demand for memory chips from AI-related investments that have put increased workloads on general servers.
And the first Apple products using the company's new M5 chip may debut this week. Reports say that they would include new versions of the iPad, which is a Vision Pros. And also said to be the debut list, that upgraded MacBook Pro. Past reports estimate that the new model would appear next year.
And it's a big day for one of our proud military branches. October 13th, back in 1775 is the date that the Continental Congress greenlighted the first U.S. naval force. That makes today the Navy's 250th birthday. Today, it has more than 340,000 active duty personnel and upwards of 71,000 reservists.
And the Mega Millions jackpot now worth $600 million. No one matched the 5 numbers at the Mega Ball in Friday night's drawing. But we got the next drawing tomorrow. Last time someone won the Mega Millions jackpot back in June. So yeah, well, there's hope. There's hope. We can try.
I still cannot believe that person in Fredericksburg won the $1.9 billion Powerball.
The Powerball. So maybe we can now get the Mega Millions winner also in our area. Maybe it'll be us.
Well, we just
gotta play
first. If it's for us, it's for us. Lord
For now,
bless it.
the only thing I'm really wishing for is cooler weather.
That'd be nice too.
It's hard to see much cooler weather in our forecast over the next several days, but this week is going to be pretty characteristic day-to-day, cool mornings, hot afternoons, and dry. We are going to have to wait a little while for that cool front, but there are some signals that we could see one by this time next week. And across the United States, we may be quiet, but the rest of the U.S. is not. There is a lot going on. Let's start with a look at our forecast over the next several days. Looks very similar, right? Almost like I copy and pasted the forecast across these few days. Mornings right near 65, afternoons right near 90 degrees. We may even be up to 92 by Saturday, which would be about 10 degrees hotter than average. The coolest part of those mornings will happen around sunrise. That is about 7:35 this week. So if you're an early riser, you'll enjoy those crisp, cool mornings, at least briefly, before those warm but dry afternoons. And the key there is, if you find shade, it will not feel all that bad. 90 for the high, that's hot, but a little bit of shade makes that a dry heat. Unfortunately, that dry heat comes with a worsening drought situation for us, and we'll talk about the drought a little bit in the next half hour of GMSA. But let's talk about that potential cool front on around Sunday, October 19th. There are many indications that a good portion of the nation will be dealing with some very cold Canadian air. There are still questions, however, and we have to be careful. What we are watching for is the timing of that front. Will that front actually make it all the way through south central Texas? There's still a question about that. The strength of the cooler air is something we have to wait and see, as well as a rain chance. Right now I have rain chances, but it's just a small chance for that front on Sunday. Temperatures already warming up. We're already about 10 degrees hotter than how we started off the day. Generally low 60s across the hill country, right near 70 degrees around San Antonio. We'll continue to be mostly sunny today and already in the 80s by noon and already near 90 degrees by 4 o'clock. That's our high for the day and will quickly cool tonight. If you have Monday night plans, it's going to be beautiful outside. After sunset, temperatures will fall quickly into the 70s. The dry air air working in our favor, drier air reinforcing in the afternoon with dew points in the 40s. That's why it's going to feel good. High pressure system is going to be strong. There's Pacific moisture to our west, but that high is blocking out all of that Pacific moisture. Meanwhile, areas like southern Arizona and Los Angeles under a flood watch because of all of that Pacific moisture, while there's parts of our nation, including Montana, and just to the east of Seattle and Portland that are under winter advisories for very cold air. And meanwhile, the Northeast is dealing with a nor'easter. A nor'easter brings storm conditions and winds from the Northeast. That's why it's called a nor'easter. They could see wind gusts of up to 40 to 60 miles per hour out there across parts of Long Island. As we take a look at our forecast, mornings in the 60s, afternoons in the 90s. That front could drop us down into the 80s, but by Monday morning, we could be looking at temperatures for the first time in the 50s. Coming up, though, how long has it been since we have had rain measured at the San Antonio International Airport? I will let you take a guess, and I'll have the answer for you coming up.
Oh,
yeah,
give you a hint. It's been a long time. Yeah,
it's definitely been a while.
Okay, 9:22 right now. Starting today, we got Texas waives college application fees, but it's not forever. We'll tell you how long you have to take advantage of this new state law.
9:25, welcome back to GMSA at 9. Well, starting today, application fees for Texas colleges are waived, meaning you or your kids can apply for free for public universities and colleges, something that is going to help all of our families out there and students looking to go to college save hundreds of dollars.
And this is all thanks to a new law which waives application fees for all public colleges and universities for Texas residents. We got those free college application week, but you're going to have to get that application in soon because this is only lasts until this Sunday, October the 19th. Well, students must apply online through applytexas.org.
All right, so good stuff there. 9:26, we're looking at 71 degrees outside. There's a lot more ahead on GMSA at 9.
We heard from our Devin Karp earlier as Startup Week kicks off in San Antonio, but still ahead, he's bringing us a live look at the event as it continues to unfold.
9:30 on your Monday morning. San Antonio Startup Week is finally here. It kicks off today. This is a 5-day conference that includes educational panels and workshops for local entrepreneurs.
Devin Karp at Geekdom this morning to tell us more about what people can expect this week. Good morning, Devin. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, guys. I am doing great. Registration is underway. You can see we are getting ready to welcome all the people here. It's one of the free events to attend, with events happening every day, all week long here in San Antonio. Joining me this morning is Charles Wooden, the CEO of Geekdom. Good morning. How's it going?
Morning. We are so excited today. It is kicking off, and we cannot be happier. It's great.
Fantastic. So tell any of the viewers at home who might not understand or haven't been to a Startup Week before, what is it? How's it going to help out the local business community?
So San Antonio Startup Week is a week-long event free for anybody to attend, which brings together entrepreneurs, investors, and mentors all across this entire community to get along, to get together, and to hopefully learn from each other and then make some amazing things happen.
Yeah, fantastic. So tell me, there's events going on every day. Opening ceremony starts at 11. What are some of the events going to be like? What are you going to get out of it if you show up here to Geekdom or any of the other places downtown?
So first off, you're going to get some workshops where you're going to learn a lot of different things. There's going to be pitch competitions. We're going to be giving away about $160,000 to startups this week. Additionally, we're going to have a keynote speech that's going to be done by Daniel Lebetsky, founder of Kind Bar, and who has some amazing connections to San Antonio. But on top of that, they are just going to be jam-packed, full of week of events and connections and community building. It's going to be great.
That's awesome. And one of the things that I've loved the most from being able to cover this over the last couple months or so is the people who are pitching this. I mean, there were 17-year-olds in high school, there are industry professionals, there are college students. There's something for everyone here, right?
100%. You hit the nail on the head. High school students, college students, women founders. We had a game pitching last night, indie devs pitching their games. It was amazing. Prizes given out for that. This evening, we've got nonprofits as well. So we've got something for everybody. So if you're even interested at all, you have an idea, or you just want to learn more about what this startup ecosystem is doing, come out, free, meet with the registrator or the people who are doing the registrations, and let's get started building this city together.
I love it so much. Thank you so much, Charles. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
We're going to be bringing you coverage all day long with more coming up for the news at noon. In the meantime, though, if you need any details about what the schedule is, if there's an event that you'd like to see, you can go up to KSAT.com. We've got the full link up there where you can check out what works best for you each day. Remember, it is free to register, and there's plenty of resources here, whether you're a beginner or you've been working on something for a long time. In the meantime, I'll send it back to you guys. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
All right, Devin, thank you so much. 9:33 right now, 71 degrees outside. Let's get over to meteorologist Sarah Spivey.
Hi, Jeff. We are well on our way to another warm day here in San Antonio. Temperatures are climbing as we speak. Here's a look at what you can expect for the day. We are going to be rising from the 70s to the 90s. It'll be warm by midday, right around lunch, 80 degrees, 90 for the high, but with low humidity. So that 90 is not going to sting as much as it would have if it was a humid afternoon. Molds are low and ragweed is finally low after a weekend at moderate levels. So that is great news. Bad news is that the aquifer is down 0.4 of a foot over the last 24 hours. It's more than 35 feet below the monthly average. So how many days has it been since we have seen rain in San Antonio? It has been 36 days since we have seen a single drop of rain recorded at the San Antonio International Airport. There is a glimmer of hope for some rain, however, by about Sunday, next Monday, all because of a weak cool front. I'll have those details for you coming up.
All right, let's check out your traffic authority as we get into our 9:30 half hour. And for the most part, traffic's looking pretty good. 37 at the Alamo Dome, no major issues there. The only thing being reported by TxDOT at the moment is going to be on 151 West at Old Highway 90. That's going to be for all of our drivers that are making their way over to the SeaWorld area. But for the most part, everything looking good. Today is a holiday, so not having to see or deal with some of that morning rush hour traffic when it comes to the kiddos out there. But today, or October in general, is National Pedestrian Safety Month, and TxDOT wants to remind everyone out there to look out for each other on the road. So TxDOT is bringing its Be Safe, Drive Smart campaign to San Antonio today with several different rowing events. The campaign's walking billboards, which are basically sandwich boards worn by TxDOT street teams, will share safety messages in some of the most high traffic and pedestrian areas. This is happening until 1 o'clock this afternoon on the intersections along Culebra Road between Grissom Road and Village Parkway. So be careful if you see some of those people walking with those signs. And as the government shuts down, enters here another week, the impact is already being felt by military members across the state of Texas. One food pantry in Fort Hood saw the number of service members coming out to get some food and to get some help go up by an all-time record of 34% since the shutdown started. And all of the food actually ran out by mid-morning, leaving some service members wondering about their future.
We've come a couple times before, but we haven't felt the actual need to come until the government shut down.
When you're thinking about you might also lose a paycheck on top of already living paycheck to paycheck, sometimes not even making it to paycheck without needing help, you can imagine the anxiety.
The Armed Forces want service members to know that this kind of support is out there for everyone, for all those families. USAA is offering no interest loans to affected members, and the Sheriff's Office is fast-tracking hiring as well. And there are several other groups stepping up to help provide resources. If you scan the QR code on your screen right there, that'll direct you to a list of resources to help some of our federal workers out.
After nearly 20 years of military service, this retired Marine, Keith Harris, still finding ways to provide service by giving free haircuts to those who need it. And we told you about him 2 months ago because his trailer turned mobile barbershop stolen. But a military organization and fellow barber making sure that Keith can continue his mission.
After all this stuff happening, I just met new people, good people that I would never even met if this didn't happen. So I'm trying to take it as a blessing.
As of right now, there's no update on the trailer, but a military organization aimed at helping veterans invited Keith to a gala where they surprised him with a $5,000 check.
This is the most people to ever show up to this. What this means is this is a growing movement.
And you just heard from Governor Greg Abbott right there. Hundreds of people showed up over the weekend for the Souls Walking for Souls event. This is a fentanyl awareness walk that included the governor and San Antonio Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones.
This was the third fentanyl awareness walk hosted by a group called the Angel Moms, moms who have lost their own kids. Fentanyl poisoning. They want people to know about how dangerous and widespread the drug is.
Well, I would have never dreamed in a million years that something like this could happen to my kid. And so that's why I speak and do what I do, because it is so unbelievable.
So the event was also a resource fair where families were able to connect with community services, and Narcan, which is a life-saving medication that reverses an opioid overdose, was given out.
And now, if you were unable to attend the walk but still want to support the Angel Moms and what they are doing for our community, all you got to do is head over to KSAT.com.
All right, every 15 minutes, we got a baby born with a congenital heart defect. It's the most common serious birth defect in the country. This year, the Children's Heart Foundation is bringing families together with 33 walks across the nation to raise money for life-saving research. Here in San Antonio, you can be a part of that congenital heart walk presented by University Health on Sunday, October the 26th at Morgan's Wonderland Sports Complex. It's a great way to support our community and make a difference. We've got all those details at ksatcommunity.com. I have the honor of emceeing that event. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to get out there and just see so many people together for a very big cause.
Yeah, two great organizations there. Also at Morgan's Wonderland. Really like that entire venue and that space. Okay, time now, 9:39, and it is 71 degrees outside. You're watching GMSA at 9 o'clock.
After the break in your morning consumer news, Tesla under investigation, tariff latest, and why most students have the day off today.
Why can't the Spurs pay for a new arena all by themselves? Why do you need public dollars to do that?
They're big questions before a big vote that's just weeks away. Funding for a new Spurs arena is on the ballot.
A lot of voters are concerned when they look at this large amount of money coming from the city and the county.
It's a project with excitement, debate, and implications for downtown San Antonio and beyond.
If the Spurs don't get a new arena downtown, do they leave San Antonio?
There's nothing about what's going on in San Antonio that is unique.
On Tuesday, KSAT breaks down what's before voters in Propositions A and B, who would pay for a new Spurs arena, and what's happened in other cities when pro teams want new homes. It's Tuesday at 6:30 p.m.
9:43, welcome back. Well, the full self-driving feature in Tesla vehicles is now under federal investigation.
And what the latest tariff is happening. We got Maribel Aber right now with this morning's Money Matters.
Let's start here with stock futures. They're recovering this morning after a brief public trade rift between President Trump and China over the weekend. On Friday, Trump threatened an additional 100% tariff on Chinese goods to take effect November 1st. That would have taken total levies on China to 130%. On Sunday, Beijing warned of countermeasures if the U.S. didn't back down from its tariff threat. That afternoon, Trump posted on Truth Social that, quote, "It will all be fine with China," telling reporters on Air Force One that the U.S. and China have a great relationship. Looking at futures now, Dow futures are up about 377, NASDAQ futures up 425. Federal safety regulators have opened yet another investigation into Tesla's self-driving feature. They report dozens of incidents where cars ran red lights or drove on the wrong side of the road. In all, nearly 60 cases of traffic violations are being linked to Tesla's full self-driving mode. Officials say several of those led to crashes and fires. Nearly 24 resulted in injuries. The new probe adds to several other open investigations into Tesla's self-driving technology. And today is Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day. While not recognized as a federal holiday, some businesses and services are closed today. There will be no postal office services or a regular mail delivery except for Priority Mail Express. Several major banks will be closed today, and most federal and state government offices, including courts, will be dark. So what's open? Most all other businesses like grocery stores, retailers, restaurants. We recommend calling ahead before you go out or run errands today just in case.
You know, those self-driving Teslas, I knew that stuff was, I was like, bro, you know, the fact that people use that feature, I'm like, you go ahead at your own risk. And now it's driving on the wrong side of the road.
Oh my
what you gonna do with that?
Hey, here's the thing. How would it feel if temperatures were below freezing right now? Would you like that?
You know, I'll take it right now.
Oh my gosh, I think that's the mindset of a lot of
vehicle.
people, right? And parts of the nation are below freezing. Up in Billings, it is below freezing. That's in Montana. That cold air, it looks so tempting, right? Like it's almost going to make it to San Antonio, but there is a cool front there. Unfortunately, though, this front is not going to make it to us. That being said, there is a front a little bit later down the line that I do think will have the potential to make it to San Antonio. And I just received an email about this heat high, which is right overhead. A question somebody was asking, why isn't the heat high moving? We've got a low pressure system off to our west, right near the Los Angeles area. This heat high is not moving because it's too strong. It's stubborn. It is a high pressure system with a lot of strength. You can see how the rain here in West Texas is just riding up and over this high. Now, if we were to get a low pressure system that was stronger than the high, that would move, but it's not budging because there's not a stronger system to help kick this out of the way. So what we're going to be left with is high temperatures much warmer than average. The average high this time of year is 83. We're going to be running some 7 to 10 degrees above average this week. Highs right near 90 degrees every single day. At least it'll be a dry heat in the afternoon. And remember how I said there could be another front? Well, that looks like it could move through on Sunday of this upcoming weekend and into Monday. Right now I have it as a pretty weak front though, because there's still a question of if it's going to move through San Antonio, what its strength is going to be. But as we approach Sunday, we'll have a clearer picture on the timing of this front, the strength of the front. But right now, I do just have it lowering our highs into the mid 80s generally. Outside right now, we are on our way to warming up. We started off at about 63, 64, so we're already 10 degrees above that. And we've just had a couple of hours here of sunlight. 75 in Cotulla, 73 in Del Rio, and in the upper 60s still in the hill country. We'll already be in the mid 80s by the lunch hour, and then in the afternoon, 90 for the high, but with low humidity. So dry air cools down pretty quickly. So with the low humidity this afternoon, we're going to quickly see temperatures fall this evening after sunset. We'll already be in the 70s by 8, 9 o'clock. So a really lovely Monday night ahead for us with that low humidity. But the low humidity comes at a cost, and that cost is drought and dry air with no rain. Of course, we know about the severe and extreme drought around San Antonio, but you'll notice even Kerrville, which had the devastating July 4th floods, is starting to get into near drought territory. It's abnormally dry. That's what that yellow color is, and that is the step right before drought. So here's a staggering fact for you. This entire area has been in some form of drought or another since September 14th, 2021. That is more than 4 years, close to 1,500 days of continual drought. Our rain chances do come up on Sunday with that chance for a cool front, but right now they stand at about 30%. That's not going to help our drought situation out by any means. So looking at that 7-day forecast, mornings right near 65 every single morning, afternoon highs right near 90 degrees, and then that front could even drop our morning lows into the 50s on Monday, which would be the first time we've done so this season. We've yet to see temperatures below 60 degrees, guys, which is rare. Usually we see our first morning below 60 degrees by September 26th, so we're well past that.
I am looking forward to it. I tell you one thing, it is so different because when you walk out to your neighborhood and everybody has the pumpkins out and their Halloween decorations up and stuff, and it's hot to see that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not really two things you associate together, so I'm ready for those cooler
I've been worried about my pumpkins being out in our little front porch. My wife put a lot of work into that display.
Lord bless it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Sarah.
All right, our friends at SA Live are getting us, speaking of this, into the fall spirit with some tasty treats.
Yeah, we got Jen Tobias Strusky to take us on a trendy spot that's been taking over your social media feed.
Oh, look at that. There's pumpkin in there. Amazing. Take a look at this breakfast plate. Doesn't it look beautiful? All right, I am here at La Cafe, coffee and desserts.
Yes.
And I'm with Ahmet right here. We got a whole spread, but let's talk about this right here. What am I looking at?
So this is our most popular breakfast item. It's the croissant sandwich. It has a layer of avocado on the bottom with scrambled eggs inside of it. And then you get a side of spring mix with some mozzarella.
I could see why that's a favorite.
Yes.
So you got a nice balance with the salad
absolutely.
and the sandwich. What is this? Okay, you may be thinking the same thing as me, Ahmet. What are we looking at here?
So this is our Turkish breakfast plate. It has the simit, which is kind of like a Turkish bagel. It has sesame seeds and it's crunchy on the outside with very fluffy on the inside. And then on the sides are our dips basically that you can dip into the Nutella, the honey with kaymak, and then the jam. And then we also have olives, cucumbers, and tomatoes to balance it out with a side of hard-boiled egg.
It's a nice balance. All right, I'm gonna go in. Very good. Time for lunch. Ahmet, what are we looking at here?
So here we're looking at a grilled chicken panini with pesto, tomatoes, and basil inside of it with some cheese. So it's a very good balance of a mix of everything, and it's just a burst of flavor in your mouth.
Okay, time to talk sweets. What am I looking at here, Ahmet?
So we're looking at the Dubai chocolate waffle. It has pistachios, kadayif, pistachio cream, strawberries, and chocolate. It's one of our most popular waffles. It's like a Dubai chocolate, but with the waffle, so it's a mix of both worlds, if that makes sense.
Do people share this, or they eat it all?
Yeah, I mean, some people are able to finish it, but usually people share it, yes.
I don't know if I'd want to share this. It looks too good. Now, this isn't the only thing. We got to see your beautiful sweets the first time we came in. This is what's trending all over social
Yes.
media. Tell me about the popularity there.
So one of our most populars is the pumpkin, as it's the season for it anyway. It has a pumpkin inside of it with vanilla mousse, and then the raspberry heart is raspberry mousse with raspberry jam inside of it. And then the same concept for our strawberry. And then our skulls are plain vanilla with chocolate bits inside of it. And then the green one is pistachio.
What are we looking at over there with that?
That one is a flower, but it has raspberry inside of it. It's the same one as the raspberry heart, but if somebody wants a flower instead, they can always go for that option as well.
And the traditional baklava, for those who
Yes.
don't know, how do you explain the taste and what are we looking at
So it's a crunchy layer of just pistachio explosion, I would say. It's very sweet. That one is our carrot slice baklava with our pistachio baklava, walnut baklava, and the pistachio roll. The walnut and the pistachio baklava, they're very both crunchy, and then the pistachio roll is a lot more pistachios but a lot less crunchy. And then these are made from like lots and lots of layers of fili dough.
All right, and there's also coffee drinks, the baklava latte. Can you believe that? They have that too. And so many drinks to choose from, along with some of these drinks. What are these?
This is the tropical. It has dragon fruit, orange, and lemon. And then this is the sunset nectar. It has raspberry, pomegranate, and orange juice.
Okay, and we can't not talk about these guys in the middle.
So these are our croissants. It has, this one is chocolate with hazelnuts, pistachios, almonds, and then lotus cream and lotus cookies on top.
You can get a little bit of everything here at La Cafe. I have to ask you, Ahmet, what is your favorite?
My favorite would probably have to be the raspberry heart. I'm a huge raspberry fan, so.
That one right there. I think we tried that. And I don't blame you. I can see why that's your favorite. Oh, so delicious. Where are you guys located so people can come find you?
We're at 11840 Alamo Ranch Parkway. Yeah, come visit us.